Hey, what is going on, hustle buddies? All right, let me know in the chat that you can see me and hear me, all that good stuff. If you guys are watching the replay of this, welcome. Very excited you guys got here. Let me know like how you sort of found this replay. Like, are you watching it on YouTube? Did you come here from like an email we shout out, all that stuff. So put a comment down below. Let me know where you are watching this from. So tonight, I am super excited. We are bringing in Christopher Grant. Chris Grant is one of sort of like I'll call him like an Amazon godfather. Anytime there's like a big Amazon event, you always try to get Chris to come to it or speak at it or put his name on it in some way. You try to get him involved because he's just been in this space for so long and he knows so much about so many like niches of the Amazon space. So we're going to be talking to him today. He is launching his own, he calls it the OAC, the Online Arbitrage Challenge. It's an incredible 2-week event that he puts on here about once a quarter roughly. So this is the March edition of it. But it's so good, guys. We've gone through it multiple times, taken it multiple times. Every time we pick up some new golden nuggets. And every time those golden nuggets are worth so much money just by what we're able to find and source better. I think with Amazon, I was just on a thread with Chris's other friend, Chris Rasick. He was saying basically like, if there's a singular skill that we need, that an Amazon seller needs in order to scale and have a viable, sustainable, large scale business, it's getting really good at sourcing, like really good. That should be number one priority. The better you are at sourcing, the easier all of the other hills and waves and things that come at you are going to be, because you'll be able to pivot easier. You'll be able to switch if you are doing a lot of one type of sourcing. If you're really good at sourcing, that can usually translate into, okay, well, this store shut down, so now I'm going to go to here, or this brand, I can't sell Clinique anymore, so now I'm going to shift into this. And so the more tools that you have in your tool belt, the easier those shifts are going to be. And things like the OAC are basically how you learn those tricks. So Chris is going to be talking to us about the OAC and about his lead synthesizer method, where basically he's taking like one profitable lead from maybe a leads list, or a buddy sends it to him, whatever. And he's able to tenfold that, like whatever profitable item he finds, you can then start there and use that sort of as your target point and just spider out from there. So Chris is great at that. I'm going to bring him in. Let's give him a big warm welcome. Chris, how's it going, man?
I'm doing well, man. How you doing?
Awesome. Doing all right. It's getting toasty here in Florida, man.
Right.
All right. So Chris, tell us a little bit about like your background, sort of the OAC, all that stuff.
Yeah. So I've been selling on Amazon for over 10 years now. I mean, at least 2013. I've had an account since like 2011. I wanted to find a way out of like an office job. And so, we went eBay drop shipping a little while. We went to, and then we found Amazon, and it just clicked. It made sense. And then once we started doing that, we were like, you know what, let's kind of document what we're learning and make YouTube videos. And then that turned into, well, let's build a course out to kind of do this at scale. And that became the OA challenge. I was pushed heavily by my friend Chris Green, who he's like the godfather, like the Oest of OGs when it comes to Amazon, and Nate McAllister. And it's been, I don't know, this has been one of the best things I've done. It's been so fun to do, and to kind of see people build their businesses, and I don't know, just kind of brain dump everything I've learned over the years in 14 days.
I love it. Yeah. I mean, it's such a cool event, guys. What are your stats? I don't know if you know this off the top of your head, but like the number of people who take it multiple times, the OAC, because every time it's different. There's new stuff in it every single time. Like,
Yeah.
what's the percentage of people who re-sign up? Like, it was so good the first time, they're like, let me just buy this again.
So I don't know the percentage, but Nate did pull out, and not Nate, you, but
Yeah, Nate McAllister.
my Nate. So he pulled out that more than 500 people have come through more than once.
That's wild.
Yeah, of those 500, many of them have come through 3 and 4 times. I do have maybe 3 or 4 people who have sat through every single one.
Yeah, there's some absolute fanatics who love it. They pick up great stuff every time. I've gone through, I want to say 3 or maybe 4 myself, and every time they're fantastic. I always pick up some new tricks.
Yeah.
So yeah, and for those of you guys who are unaware, it's starting tomorrow, right? Like
Yes, sir.
the actual classes. Yeah, so the classes are starting tomorrow evening, which means today is the last day to sign up. So if you guys are interested, we put this little QR code up here. You can scan that. That'll be your QR code. If you use our code, we're also adding in some really cool Hustle Buddies discounts and things. You'll get coupons to other classes. Depending on how many people I get to sign up, I might even do like a special offshoot during our so the March sourcing camp that I just did. I might do like a subsequent bonus video in that for people who are in the sourcing camp and also doing the OAC.
Nice.
Do a little special something for those guys to try to use something in the OAC to then like, let's go find a bunch of products really fast. So we'll see how many people are in both the sourcing camp and the OAC. But yeah, so Chris, you were talking a bit through Messenger to me the other day about your new lead synthesizer method. Do you want to sort of show people what you're talking about here and what that's all about?
Yeah. So let me explain it, and then I'll share my screen and I'll show you what I mean. So, and I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I like to come up with like some names that make this stick out, so you kind of remember it. It doesn't really work well when you're teaching something and you can't, give it a hook that kind of makes it sink in. So we call this the lead synthesizer method. And you take one lead. Maybe it's a lead that you get from the group chat that you're in. Maybe it's a lead you get from a lead list. Maybe it's just something you've been doing really well with and have sold for a very long time. And you're like, you know what? I want to sell products that look just like this. Maybe they're different products, but they should have the same characteristics. And that's kind of one of the methods I like to rabbit trail down rather than just trying to find lead after lead after lead after lead. Now, I've always got to give a little bit of caveat with this. We're going to find products that look similar to a winning product. That doesn't mean that they'll always be profitable. It just means that they're more similar to what we're selling. It's our job to then go out and do some reverse manual sourcing and find them profitably, or we can bundle this with something like, I call it the shotgun method, where we use something like tactical arbitrage and we, shotgun look for a bunch of products at once. So we can talk about both of that a little bit. So
Awesome.
You okay for me to share my screen?
Yeah, you should be good to go. And then I found a couple leads. You asked me to find a couple profitable leads and bring them so we can sort of rabbit trail off that. So I brought you a couple leads. So you guys will get some free, like this. These are profitable products today. You can go out and buy them right now if you want. So you'll be getting some free leads here as well that we're then going to work off of.
Perfect. All right. So should be able to see Keepa up on the screen now.
There we go.
And if you want to share an ASIN with me, that would be killer.
Yeah. Let's see here. Do you just want me to say it out loud or copy?
Yeah. Go ahead and say it out loud. I'll type it in.
Yeah. B01 DURR E9E.
All right. Oh, I saw this the other day. Okay.
Yeah,
so this one is, this one's perfect. So this one, I really like this one because we can actually do this in a couple of different ways. We can go by the brand because it's obviously we know exactly where to get this item. But the other thing we can do is we can go by what kind of product this is. But a little bit further than that, we can synthesize more leads by actually going down into the Keepa graph. And in the Keepa graph, we go to the data section. Now, one of the first things in the data section is called the product details. And we look at this.
Chris, I'm gonna interrupt you real fast. I think when you shared screen, you just shared a singular Keepa tab. There we go.
I did. There we go. So now what we have let me go back a little bit. So we've got our Keepa graph, and inside the Keepa graph, we want to go to the data section. And under the data section, we have product details. Now, we've got a ton of information here that we can use to know, okay, is this something I want to sell? We can see who the lowest FBA sellers are, what the referral fee should be, and all of that stuff. All right. But more importantly, we can see all of the kind of current and averages on this particular product. And you'll see here that the current sales rank is 77,399. The average 30-day rank is 58,900. 60 and 90 days are right in the 63,000 range, and the 180 is 77. But if we go a little bit further, we can see what the buy box averages are, the current and the averages. So we can see that this has come down in price just a little bit compared to its average over the past 90 and 180 days. And then we get to see, well, how much has it been out of stock? 0%. How much has Amazon been out of stock? 100%. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this data and we're going to pop it into Keepa, and we're going to find some additional products that are similar to this that we can go out and search for. All right. So let's go do that here. Let me pop back over to Keepa. In Keepa, we're going to go to the data section and we're going to go to product finder. Now, you might remember that the data section on the Keepa graph on the product gave us the current sales rank. It's 77,399. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for products that are currently ranked 77,000, and I need to put in a 2 number. All right. And so I'm going to put in 100,000 because this is the grocery category, and you can't get too crazy with grocery, but you can easily go 150, maybe 200 if you don't mind slow movers. So I'm going to go 77,000 to 100,000. And then our 30-day average is 58,900. So in the 30-day average sales rank here, I'm going to say 58,000 to, and I'm going to do, let's just say 105,000. And I'm going to create my first, what I call a corridor, because all of the products that were being shown from Keepa are currently between 77,000 and 100,000 in rank, but their 30-day averages have to fit between the 58,000 and the 105,000. But I'm going to go a step further. All right, I'm going to do the 90-day rank as well. That 90-day rank was 63,775. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that in here at we'll do 63,000, and then we'll do another 105,000. Okay. And now there's a million products on Amazon that look similar to this particular filter setup that we have. But I'm going to keep narrowing this down because a million is way, way too far for us to look through. All right. So one thing we can see is we can see what the buy box is. Well, the current buy box is $12.87. So I'm going to go down to buy box. I'm going to put in $12, and I'm going to put a top price of, let's just say 14. We'll keep this real tight. All right. The 30-day average they offer the 90-day average of $13.97. So in the 90-day average, we'll do another $12 to maybe $15 to give us a little corridor there. And now we're down to 43,000 products. We know that Amazon's out of stock on this particular item. And let's see what else we've got here. You know what we could do is we're actually going to pop in here how many new sellers there are. So we've got a new offer count currently of 6 on this particular product. Let me find the new offer count. Here we go. So currently we need to have 6 or more sellers on a particular product. The 30-day average is 7 sellers on this particular product. So we'll go 7. And the 90-day average on this is, let's see here, 4. All right. So oddly, it's shot up quite a bit here recently. That leaves us 817 products, but we want to narrow this down a little bit further. So we'll choose the category of grocery, which is where this product came from, grocery and gourmet food. And now we're down to 70 products that are going to look similar to what Nate found here from IKEA. Okay. Not going to be the same brand or anything like that.
I love what Chris is doing here. Not only like with this, but just in general as sort of like a tip, like learn how to find your good products. Like, let's say you didn't have the original lead and you just had Keepa. How could you have found that original lead? This is like such an incredible skill to try to hone and practice. Absolutely start doing this, guys, like daily with your leads. Try to find them with Keepa.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do here. So now, once we're on this page, this is the product finder results page. We can see that we've got a 2-pack here of Boom Boom shrimp sauce. Never heard of it before, but look at that buy box line. All right, just flat as all get out. We can see that there is movement in the BSR, the bestseller rank, so we know that this is selling. May not sell the lights out of it based on the rank, but it's definitely moving. And the number of sellers over the past 3 months, it goes up and down, and it's gotten up to 13. It's currently at 9, but it's never spiked to something like 20 or 50 or 100 sellers. Okay, so we know we're probably going to get our time in the buy box, and very likely going to hit a regional buy box. So you don't necessarily have to sell at $12.97. You can sell maybe a little bit higher, try out $13, try out $13, $15, and see if you can squeeze a little extra margin out of this product. Now, the only thing we have to do is we've got to go and try to find this profitably. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up on Amazon. And this one makes it nice and easy. All right. We actually know exactly what the brand is on this. It's great value. We're going to find this over at Walmart really, really easily. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll just open up a Walmart tab.
Great Value is a Walmart brand. For those of you guys who didn't know, like, what the heck, how did he just know that? It's a Walmart owned brand.
Yeah. Sorry. I should have been more clear.
Very common brand to flip.
Yeah. So Boom Boom shrimp sauce is $2.22. It's 10.5 ounces. Let's make sure that it's a actual match here. It is 10.5 ounces. It's a pack of 2. Not going to be profitable at 222 times 2 on this one. Not exactly sure how these folks are. Maybe they're getting it clearance or something like that. But so that one's a no-go. So that's okay. We just go on to the next item and we keep looking. We've got some dip mix here. We've got, of course, Nate's lead shows right up. So we know that we're going down the right path. All right. But this one looks interesting. This one is also, we know exactly where to find this. It's got the name of the store right in the title. This is a Trader Joe's Israel Bamba peanut snacks. Looks like it's a 2-pack. I know that they're not necessarily the most reseller friendly, but you could probably go buy 4 or 6 of these without too much of a problem. Let's go and see how much these guys are, if they have the prices online anywhere, because they're not really a store that will let you buy in or online. But it looks like they do have their price at $1.79 on this particular product. So we'll open this up on Amazon and we'll see if this is profitable. This is a $1.79 times 2. And sure enough, we've got our first profitable product. You weren't timing me, were you? Was that less than 3 minutes or did we go over?
I think we're under it.
Okay. So here's what my fees take into account. All right. Just so you know that this isn't a little bait and switch here. This is not a super profitable product. All right. It's going to give you a $1.54 net, a 43% ROI, a 12% margin. All right. But you're spending $3.58 to get a $1.50 back. This includes inbound shipping of 60 cents per pound. It includes an estimated middle tier of the inbound placement fees or the inventory placement fees. And it includes all of your pick, pack, ship, etc. This does not include any prep fees because this is something that you'd have to prep yourself. Okay. But you're going to spend $3.58 to make a $1.54. And it says it sells 32 a month. I would guess that you could probably sell, if this probably sells more on an ASIN level. But that's how you do this. And then we just go back and we keep doing this over and over and over again via Keepa. We could even dive a little bit deeper and go a different direction and say, you know what, just show me all the IKEA products or show me, items with just a certain number of sellers. But we can keep going if you want.
This is great. I mean, it's profitable products.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, this product right here, this would be another one that I would actually go and take a look at. You and I are very lucky to have buy one, get one frees at Publix. This item would probably be profitable at Publix when it's on buy one, get one free, which I know this particular item goes on buy one, get one free, like every 6 weeks or something. I always see it out in the front of Publix.
We like to call these sale plans, where it's like it's replenishable when it's on sale, but the sales always happen. So like you can sort of count on it coming in and out. But we love stuff like that because there's so little competition on it. Like you can see the number of new offers, like it's not spiking and going down or anything like that. Like there's only a couple people who know about this sort of cyclical sale. If you can snag it, it's great to add to your pipeline of replens.
Yep. It looks like Publix has this at $4.97. This is for delivery, so that price is inflated a little bit. Let's go ahead and we'll open this up on Amazon. We'll share this tab. What did I say that was? $4.97. So at $4.97, this one is also profitable. If you can do it at a buy one get one free, it's going to be half that price. So you're looking at what, $2.50, and you'd be able to pop this up to 100% ROI. Well, more than that. If we can get this for $2.50, you're looking at a 200% ROI if you can catch this on a buy one get one free sale.
Love it.
So honestly, that is all the lead synthesizer formula is. If it doesn't matter if you use a lead list, you have friends feeding you leads, you've got VAs, you're finding your own. If you take a few minutes and take every single ASIN that matches something that you would buy now and go feed that data into Keep a Product Finder, you can turn these into way more leads than you'll ever be able to buy, at least hopefully, unless you got a ton of cash. And that's just one category. That was just the grocery category. If you've got another, we'll go down another rabbit trail.
Here, let me throw you another. I found two. We'll give people a second lead. All right. So the next one, let me know when you're ready to type.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. We got B0932 CQ44M. I'll post it there in the Facebook group and over there on YouTube.
Perfect. All right. So this one's really good. This one does not have a current rank, but we know where to get this particular item. That's not going to matter too much because we're not going to go down the path of brand. We'll just go down the path of different kinds of data in the Keepa chart itself. All right. So this one that Nate chose doesn't have a BSR. So a lot of people would say, oh, well, should I actually sell this? So we're going to go and we're going to look at the review count. The review count over the past 3 months is just 2. All right. Now, here's a way to look at this. You can say, okay, if it has 2 reviews over the past 90 days, how many sales does that actually mean? Well, if you ask any of your private label friends, and if you don't have private label friends, I do, the number of buyers that leave reviews on products is less than 1%. A lot of them will say it's less than 0.5%, but we're going to be conservative and we're going to say it's 1%. So for every one review, you're looking at probably 100 sales or more on a particular product. All right. So let's just say it's 100 sales for every one review. We've got 2. That's 200 sales over the past 3 months. 200 divided by 3 is, I hate doing public math, but it is 66 sales per month, just about. All right. So we'll figure this is selling maybe 50 units per month. We can see that the number of sellers does go up and down. So we know that items are selling through here, not at a huge clip. We could go and we could look at more data and look at the offers and see if there's any evidence here of some being sold through. This is not, don't take this as gospel. All right. But this does help you see that there are some being sold. But again, it's not really great data. All right. Just a little backup. Okay. So we're going to go back to the product details and we're going to say, all right, let's look at the products in Keepa that look similar to this one. So we'll go to the advanced, or we'll go back to our filter. We'll clear this out. And this has 2 reviews over the past 90 days. So we're going to run down and we're going to look for the number of reviews. Where is it at here? I always lose track of it.
I always press Control F.
Yeah, me too.
Control F review.
All right. So we've got on this particular item, let's see. It currently has a total of, how many reviews are on here? It has total 49 ratings on this item right now. So we're going to look for items that have a review count of 49 or more. And over the past 90 days, it has gotten 2. So we've got to figure out a little bit of math here. All right. 2 divided by 47 is a 4% increase in the number of reviews. So we're going to look for the number of reviews to go up between, let's do 5% and 15%. All right. So we'll do -15 and -5. Now, this is a little confusing. Why am I showing -15 and -5 in the number of reviews? Isn't that going down? Well, no, it's not. In Keepa, everything is sort of geared toward the consumer looking for these products and always looking for things to go down, the price to go down, etc. And they just went ahead and used that for every single other filter. So when we use a negative number, we're actually looking for items to be going up in price, up in the number of reviews, and so on. So, and the smaller number always has to come first. So -15 is a smaller number than -5. So negative has to go in the from filter. I know that's really deep in the weeds. You just got to trust me and try it out on your own. All right. So right now we've got products that are that have 49 reviews minimum and have a 5 to 15% increase in the number of reviews over the past 90 days. Now that's 4.6 million products. So we're going to have to get some more information in here. The average number of sellers on this particular item over currently over 30 days and 90 days is 5, 5, and 6. So we'll do number of offers next. I wish that Keepa offered a hazmat. That would be amazing filter because this item is hazmat. That's 6. Now we're down to 142,000 products, and it looks like the current price on this is 33. The average 90-day price is $32.90, and the average 180-day price is $31.89. So we're seeing the price go up on this particular item. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to the price filter, or the buy box filter. We're going to say we only want to see things that are currently between $33 and $35. And the 30-day average price is going to be between, we'll do 31 and 37. And the 90-day average price between 29 and 39. And we could even figure out how much that price has increased over the past 90 days. It's not much. So we'll leave that blank. Let's see if there's anything else we pull out here. No, that's probably it. Oh, you know what we'll do? This item on Amazon is a pack of 3. Okay. So we'll only look for things that are a pack of 3. How about that? So we'll go down to our number of units filter, count. Number of items, we'll do 3 to 3. So we're only going to pull back the items that have 3 items in them. And so these will all be bundles. All right. So we've got Star Trek Picard, the final season. We've got some underwear, and here we go. This makes it nice and easy. This is the same brand product. This one does have a BSR. This one's also a variation, but this is a pack of 3 shampoo cleanser body wash. We can see that the number of sellers is trending down. That buy box price is doing really well. And we'll go in, we'll take a look at the variations and see if this one is selling through. Sure enough, Amazon says more than 100 over the past month. So let's go ahead. We'll open this up on Amazon and we'll do a quick search. Now, this is going to be another one of those sale plens, most likely. We'll do 3-in-1, do a quick Google search, and I'll share the Google search screen. It did not come up for me. That's always how it goes. So this is Whiskey Reserve. Looks like it's an item that they don't sell anymore.
Continued. Or seasonal. So, it might be like a fall season.
Or seasonal. That's a good one. So this would be something where I would create some sort of alert on this item. Okay. And what I mean by that is it could be a Google alert. Just go in and create a Google News alert for this particular item because some blog will probably talk about it. And if it just says out of stock or something on the actual site itself, in the URL bar, there's usually a little bell icon that you can track the price of it. And you'll be alerted when the price comes back in stock. So this one is a no-go, but that's all right. We'll go down and we'll keep looking here. Let me look at one that interests me. Let's do this one. Cafe Olay Taste of Texas ground coffee. Do a quick search on this.
This is one of those regional buys. It's going to be from HEB in Texas.
I bet. Sure enough, there it is. Let's go ahead and share this tab. Taste of San Antonio is $7.68 each. Not going to be able to buy this myself, unfortunately. It does look like there's a coupon, $5 off 30 when you spend $30 there. But this would be easy to go pick up. Let's see what kind of profit we could make for anybody who's in Texas. This is $7.68 a piece. So we've got $7.68 times 3. Now, this one's no good. But if you have another coupon other than that $5 off, you might be able to make something out of that.
Yeah, so, if they're anything like Publix, they're going to have the buy one, get one free type sales as well.
Exactly. This one is probably profitable. It's a Mary Kay item. The problem is that sometimes these MLMs can be a little feisty when it comes to sending IP complaints and things like that. So let's keep looking a little bit.
And that
one is definitely seasonal.
Things like IP complaints, it's something to watch out for. It's sort of like a box to check and look into. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can't sell it, just that you might have to fight in order to sell it.
Yes. Okay, so this one interests me. This is a really great brand, Charlotte Tilbury. Iconic Mini Lip Trio Kit. It looks like it's $33 on Amazon right now. I like the way that this buy box looks. This also does not have a BSR on it, which I like, probably keeping a lot of people away because this is a very popular brand. We can see that the review count is moving up at a fairly brisk pace, and the number of sellers is moving, and right now it's trending down a little bit. Now, the question is, can we find this profitably? And it looks like right now, probably not. We've got it for $32 at Ulta. We'll double check to see if that's a match at Sephora. Charlotte Tilbury has $27.20 with a code. Okay. But I want to show you guys something here. Okay. It's $32 right now here at Ulta. So this is not profitable at the moment because it's $33 on Amazon. However, you should never waste any of your sourcing time. This will go on sale eventually. I know that because I've seen these sales happen quite frequently. And I can't show you, but in my URL bar, there's a little bell icon. And I can click on that and I can hit track price. And now what happens is when a sale comes and Alta puts this on sale, I'm going to get an alert on my phone and an email to let me know that this is on sale. And if I save the URL into a Google Sheet or Seller Amp or wherever you track your leads, you'll know exactly where to go and look this up when you get that alert from Google. All right. But we can also see that this is on sale over at Charlotte Tilbury as well. There is a code that you have to put on for $27. That's not cheap enough. But when this goes to, oh, this is the wrong page here. Yeah, we'll need to find the right one. Let me go do the mini lip trio.
And while he's looking that up, if you guys have any questions about online arbitrage, the OAC, anything that he's doing here on screen, let us know in chat. I'm trying to watch things and mostly answer them as I can in the chat as well. But yeah, if you need anything, just ask away, guys.
Yeah. It looks like this actually might be an Alta exclusive. I did not actually see it on the Charlotte Tilbury website. So the place to get this would be here. I think maybe we had it at Kohl's as well. Let me see. Am I still sharing my screen?
No, okay. It popped off.
Oh, interesting. I don't know why it did that. Sorry, guys.
Unforgivable, Chris.
I know. But it looks like this might be an Alta Beauty, which means it's also at Kohl's as well. So we can track it at both Kohl's and Alta Beauty to see when it goes on sale.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this frequently goes 50% off, like down to like 16 and a half, 17.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Plus like additional, like if you get Sephora or Ulta cash back stuff, all of that.
Yeah. So a little bit of a bust on that one. That happens on occasion. So we go back and we just mess with our filters, change them a little bit, and get right back to it. All right. So unfortunately, you have that happen when you do live sourcing and when you're sourcing on your own.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Every item is not going to be a winner, but the faster you can get at finding the winners, obviously the more winners you find. So exactly. I mean, that's why that training like this is so important. It's why we put out things like Sourcing Camp. It's why we promote things like the Online Arbitrage Challenge, like to get people learning how to source better, how to source faster, how to put in the time. Because there's a lot of people want like shortcuts, like, oh, can't I just hire a VA to do this all for me? And like, that's a horrible idea if you yourself don't know how to do this. It can be fine to do a VA if you've already learned how to do it, because then you can train the VA. But you really need to put in the time to get your own skills up to par, because sourcing is by far the most important aspect of running an Amazon business.
Absolutely.
All right. While he's looking there, let me see if there's anything earlier in chat. There's a couple coming in. I think they're from, because you're streaming this on your YouTube as well. I can't directly answer them from myself here in chat. But one person was asking if the OAC is worth it for a newbie who lives in Canada. I'll show this here. Is it viable and applicable to the Canadian marketplace?
Yeah. So we get this question a lot, and I answer it a couple of ways. We have had people come through the OA challenge from Canada, Mexico, the UK, Israel, Turkey. Actually, I've had several people from Turkey, Australia, etc. Everything that we teach is based on the fundamentals of arbitrage. Matter of fact, tomorrow night, when we have like our opening night and kind of we're setting the table, we're going to talk about the history of arbitrage, which I know sounds boring, but I think it's important to realize that arbitrage is probably the second oldest profession in the world, and it's never going anywhere. Although the marketplaces might change, and the same goes for how you source online arbitrage. It works in Canada, Mexico, UK, everywhere else, but sometimes your sources might look different. Instead of Walmart.com, you're going to source Walmart.ca. You're also, there's a tire company in Canada, maybe Tire Center Canada. Anyway, there's this site, I think Canadian Tire Center, that like sells a ton of stuff, not just tires. Anyway, I'll have to look it up. But yeah, they the only thing that'll change is the name of the sources.
Awesome. Yep. Yeah, totally agree. We've had a lot of hustle buddies. Like, so the OAC is not my class, and that honestly that should be a testament to how good it is. Because when I saw it, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm never gonna make something better than this. Let me just promote Chris's, because this is as good as it gets as far as like online arbitrage content that really dives deep into all the different aspects specific to OA. But we get asked a lot here in our group in Hustle Buddies, like, oh, does this work for Canadians? All that stuff. Yes, like a resounding from me. I'm not Canadian, but the students that we have that are Canadians that have taken it, loved it. They gave us high praise, like, oh, thank you for recommending it. It's absolutely great. Like, I've learned so much, even for the Canadian marketplace, all of that stuff. So yeah, I completely agree with everything Chris said there. Like, it's the fundamentals that are important. The specific store examples are the least important aspect of this. It's understanding how to source, and that crosses all the borders and everything. All right, let me see if there's any other questions. While I'm looking, by the way, there's the little QR code. If you haven't signed up, the OAC does start tomorrow evening. It's all recorded, so you don't have to go to all of the live events, but you do need to sign up before tomorrow. So tonight is when the doors close for that. So try to, as best you can, if you have not signed up yet and you are interested in sourcing better and honing your sourcing skills, try to grab this before midnight tonight. And if you're using our QR code up there, we're adding in a bunch of Hustle Buddies bonuses to that. Crystal Ramirez says, how do you get the bell for in-stock items?
So it's not on everything. And that's Google. It's a built-in feature to Google Chrome.
Yeah, we find it more so on the main websites and things like that, like Walmart, Kohl's, places like that. But I find most items most products on those websites will have it, and it'll be in your little URL bar, sort of like near like where you see the star for like bookmarking it and all that stuff. It's up there in the URL.
Here's what I've noticed. It seems to me that if the site will show up on Google Shopping, the bell shows up. But if the site does not show up on Google Shopping and it's something you have to go to page 2 or 3 to find, you're not going to see it there.
Yep. All right. Someone over on Facebook was asking, how are you determining that buy box range when you were in Keepa and you were typing in like, okay, here's the 30-day, like let's do 31 to 37 or whatever. Like, how are you determining that?
I usually I call those corridors. I usually like to keep my corridors within maybe $5 or so, just so that I could say I want to see things that are between 30 and 35. And then in the next one, I can say, show me the items that are between 35 and 40. And that just makes it easy. And then when I'm going out, when I go to the 30-day average, I want to make that range a little bit wider, because we know that prices change. So the average 30-day price is going to be different than what the current price is. And I want it to be just a little bit wider, and then even wider for the 90-day, because we're taking a larger data set. And so you need a little bit more wiggle room for that average price. But then you can go in and you can put in filters for the price drops over those periods as well, and only show items that go up in price, only show items that have been fairly stagnant in price. You can get really, really granular there. But here's the best advice. Try a bunch of things, and whatever works the best for you, keep doing that.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, there's so many, it's not like an exact science. Chris isn't doing some like crazy mental math, like, okay, 1.7% of 37 is like, that's not going on. It's just kind of arbitrary. Like, we're just kind of trying to narrow the focus down to get the number of items that you see to a manageable chunk, because you don't want to be sifting through like 10,000 leads. You want to be looking at like 100 or so. So he's trying to build these, he calls them corridors, where like, let's just try to look down this. So try a bunch of stuff, see what sticks. Awesome. All right. Any other questions about the OAC? We've got some, like a question. Oh, when to use a prep center. Chris, when would you say to use a prep center for someone?
Well, it depends. It looks like they're Canadian. So if you're Canadian and you want to sell in the US marketplace, it's probably best that you do it from day one. Unless you plan on buying from Canada, shipping to the US, well, heck, you need a prep center anyway to have them prep and ship it. Yeah. So day one, if you're going to sell in the US marketplace, if you're selling in your own marketplace, I think that you should at least do 1 or 2 shipments and kind of embrace that suck, figure out, what the process looks like and why you don't want to do it long term. And then get yourself a prep center. That way, if there's a problem, you can also be one to kind of triage what the issue is and figure out what's going on and things like that. You should also know, like, if they make a mistake, you should be able to say, well, this is the mistake that was made and here's how to fix it.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, for sure. And so my advice is like really know your numbers. I see a lot of beginners like, oh, I got to get a prep center, I got to do this, got to do that. And they don't really know how much it's actually costing them. Prep centers are great, but they do cost you money. You will make more money per item if you are prepping things yourself, usually, in most circumstances, or if you hire and train your own helpers like in-house to pack and prep stuff for you. When we did that, when we ran the numbers, it was costing us maybe like 20, 25 cents per item for us to do something in-house. Like if we are sort of like accounting for like hourly wages and all of that, it was pretty affordable. Let's say 25 cents. All right. Well, the prep center was charging us $1 per unit. So like we're making 75 cents more per unit by doing things in-house. The limiting factor is scalability. Because how much can I prep? How much can my preppers prep? How much can my house? Because we've been doing this from our garage. I didn't want to get a warehouse, like intentionally. I want to work from home. So there's only so much space that even if I hire 10 people, I can't fit 10 people in my garage to pack and prep stuff. So for us, using a prep center was sort of a capacity issue rather than, I'm selling past a certain amount, now I need to get one. For us, it was just purely like, okay, we are at capacity. Now I need to outsource capacity. Let me see. Because of my work schedule, most likely will not be able to attend live sessions. Yeah, no worries. This is all the OAC and all of that. It's all recorded. All right. Any other questions? Yeah, that bell is a great tip. Oh, and somebody, let's see, Randy from Everyday Unicorns. He said, so there is actually a hazmat filter in Keepa down at the bottom.
I'm going to check and see how well it works. And that's got to be fairly new because I don't remember seeing that even a month ago. So it interests me how they're finding that information, because the last time that I checked, that was something you could only get, like, you can't even get that from the API. So I'm going to be checking that out, because that, honestly, that would change how I do business a lot.
Yeah, that's such like a cool corridor that you can either include specifically or exclude specifically. I like to I really like selling things that other people don't want to sell. So for me, that's sort of like an inclusion thing. Like, okay, what can I find that's within like X price range? And again, so the Everyday Unicorns, Randy, he does some great content about this, like finding these sort of like money guidelines as far as where the fees are. But yeah, like finding something that's within certain fee range, and then hazmat, and then this, like all these parameters where like most people don't know these numbers and don't want to sell these items. You can find so much stuff using these Keepa corridors and sort of rabbit trailing off of stuff. Or maybe you get a hazmat item from a lead list and you want to find more. I love it. It's great. Let me see. All right, some of these are a little bit more general. Let me see how much time we have. Well, I'll take some of these more general questions for like 5 minutes or so. I don't want to keep Chris all night, but we'll do a couple of these. Let's see. So in the OAC, it looked like one of the extras you were offering was the Meltables extension. You want to explain that real fast?
Yeah. So Amazon offers a huge CSV file of what ASINs are meltable. And what sucks about that is there's no way to know while you're sourcing without going and checking that ASIN file, which is like, it's like 500,000 rows of data. It's horrible. So we have loaded that into an extension, and it just pops up a little ice cream cone that lets you know if something is meltable. That way you don't source it during the off season.
Yeah, and that is just one of here. Let me actually. I'm gonna pull up the OA challenge site. Like, there's so many extra bonuses on top of our bonuses. Here, let me see if I can
Let
share
me
my.
tell you some of the things I'm actually most excited for.
Okay.
So we're adding in 3 new sessions this time around. One of them is about the Amazon influencer program. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's a big opportunity there to, kind of double dip on all the products that you get in hand. And you can make videos about it, upload it to the Amazon influencer program, make money, even if you can't find the product profitably anymore in the future, if they watch your video and then buy the product. So I know people who are making $350 a month from that program. I know 1 or 2 people who are making $7, $8, $10,000 a month from that program who've just taken it very, very seriously. Uh, we're also going to be doing a big thing on Amazon to Amazon flips and teaching about that this time around. And then now, this is something that may surprise you, Nate, even. There is an Amazon audited and compliant method of drop shipping. And we're going to talk
I
about
just saw
that.
Nate McAllister talking about that. That was pretty cool. I do a lot of
Yeah.
A to A flips, but not what you guys were talking about. So yeah, I'm excited to hear more about that as well. Yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff here. I mean, I see like you've got discounts to basically all the tools that we're already using. There's tactical
Hmm.
arbitrage discounts, IP alert discounts, scan power discounts, ungating guides, after hour bonuses, PDFs, member like Q&A group areas. Like, there's so much stuff. Plus, again, like if you're using our code, you then get all of the Hustle Buddies extras as well, the discounts on classes, the extra like the sourcing camp crossover stuff. So there's so much stuff that goes into this.
Hmm.
I think my favorite bonus that you guys do is the what do you call it, the slap your mama thing, where it's like basically if you take this and you're like, oh, this sucked, like they completely lied to me, I didn't actually learn anything, I can't believe these scam artists got me, just tell Chris and he'll refund you and then pay you $50 for scamming you or
Yep.
tricking you into buying something that you didn't actually like. So yeah, I mean, you guys have, I think last time we talked, you only paid out like 4 times or something ridiculously low. It was like nobody takes you up on it because everyone learns something.
Yeah, it is very, very rare that we actually pay out that extra $50. And I will every time someone asks, I will. But yeah, and some people have said, hey, you know what, this isn't for me, but I don't want that $50. We have had a few people say that. But yeah, I've paid out very, very few of those.
Yeah, it's such a good class. So I can't recommend it enough. It's our favorite as outside of like the Hustle Buddies circle of content. This is our favorite class that we've ever taken, which is why I push it out and I grabbed an affiliate link from Grizz. Like, hey man, let me push this too. I want to tell people how great this is. So yeah, let me know if you guys sign up. I don't want to keep Chris too much longer here. We've gone about an hour, so we'll let him get back to hanging out with the kids and the family on his weekend. But yeah, Chris, we appreciate you coming out. For you guys who are here, again, you've got about, what is it, 7 hours left before midnight here,
Yep.
EST. So you have about 7 hours from the live video of this to click on that, to scan that little QR code, and sign up for the OAC. Let me put it in chat real fast as well here. So there's the link for you guys. All right, if you've got other questions about the OAC, feel free to drop them in the chat. Myself and Chris, I know, will be around to help answer questions as well. But until then,
Absolutely.
I hope you guys find a lot of money there on the shelves. All right,